Budget day. Happy budget day to you. A whole lot of cash being spent at the moment. What do you make of it?
Pete, good morning. Yeah, look, I'm a big fan of budget day, just quietly, and for all my nerdiness, that's one of my favourite days of the year. This year, who would have thought this was a pre-election budget, Peter? It's probably the key thought I've got going through my mind.
They're kind of pivoting away from that kind of comment, though, at the moment, Scott.
Allegedly. There's plenty of cash being thrown around, as you say. Look, and it's also hard. Look, the good news is electorally, this will probably play for the government for their purposes. Economically, the good news is that hopefully this will actually improve the economy. We want to see unemployment lower. We want to see working families, women in particular, being able to get back into the workforce. So, to the extent these are done and to the extent infrastructure is actually spent wisely, there are very few people who say these are bad policies. The question simply remains how much is being spent. And as I've said before, mate, how long does this take to get repaid? I don't mind us digging ourselves out of a COVID hole last year. Leaving it for 10, 20, 30 years for the kids is a bit hard to swallow for mine. So, look, hopefully a well-targeted budget. They're going to spend the money as long as that money is spent really cleverly, really well. I love the childhood thing. I think that's great. Early childhood education. I think it's great for the kids. I think it's great for working mothers, great for families, and it's great for the economy and for participation. So those things are all really, really positive and glad to see that happening. I said, remains to be seen what else is left. I don't know how much can be left. So much has leaked over the weekend and yesterday, but we'll see tonight.
Yeah, more to come. But the debt at the moment is huge. It's around about $1 trillion. So as you said there, that's going to take a long time to pay off. But there's so many sectors that are moving in the right direction. Obviously, tourism isn't. We just heard from Margie Osmond just then. It's going to need some ongoing support. But the stock market is back towards record levels. A huge day yesterday, and I suppose the Treasurer has got to take some credit for that too with the work that's been done.
Oh, I think so, absolutely. The COVID response was spectacularly good. You can argue about whether it could have been better targeted, whether businesses should have to repay money. Those are the fringe arguments, and they're worth having the conversation about, of course. But look, the result is spectacularly good. Better than the government expected, better than the RBA expected. I don't know any economist, frankly, who was saying 6 or 12 months ago we will have unemployment at 4.5% by the end of this year, which is what the RBA is currently forecasting. So, yeah, absolutely. The Treasurer and the PM have done a spectacular job getting us back onto an even keel, and frankly, probably even ahead of that. Business confidence all-time high. As you said, the ASX closed at an all-time closing high yesterday. Across the board, really, really great. Now, I have to say, at that point, I'm starting to wonder, well, hang on, where does the to use the cool word these days, where does the tapering come with the spending? When do we start pulling money back out and start paying off that debt? But as you say, the government's done a spectacularly great job getting us to where we've got to. Closing the borders, all the things that have been done have worked incredibly well to get the economy to where it is today, and it's really important we don't forget that.
Yeah, and just finally and just quickly, because we're out of time, Scott, but that huge news yesterday that Star may be taking on Crown Casino, it's very interesting development. Do you see this actually happening, or do you believe it's some kind of stalking horse for something else?
Look, I think it's possible it will happen. The question really is with the Blackstone, the second bidder comes back with an ever higher bid. Apparently around $14 a share is the current price, $12.50 in cash if you want that instead. Well and truly above the previous closing price. I think now it's a question of who gets Crown rather than does Crown get bought. Star definitely in the box seat.